Ladies and gentlemen, live from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Wednesday or Saturday, and you know what that means. It's time for AEW Dynamite or Collision Event Center. And now here's the man that will bring you the happenings of AEW All Elite Wrestling action, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans, 1977, episode 2495. We're 5 episodes away from 2,500 episodes. The goal is to try to make it back by the end of the week or by the end of the month. And indeed, we are heading that direction. I'm going to do something different to make it quick to 2,500 episodes to hopefully do that by this weekend. What I'm going to do is today I'm going to do a Ring of Honor Event Center for the very first time on this show. And this will be the final Ring of Honor Event Center before Death Before Dishonor. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what happened on the card. And then, like I do my other shows, and then what wrestling shows that I watch, and then what I'm going to do afterwards is I got my picks and predictions for the Death Before Dishonor card. There are 6 matches on the card tomorrow night. So, let's get going with this. And this is Ring of Honor is also a part of the AEW banner. So you're going to see the AEW Event Center intro and thumbnail, because it is, Ring of Honor is part of AEW. Let's talk about Beef, who has been on his own since the War Horsemen reunited, and Beef went up against the member of Don Callis family's Lance Archer. The DCF, the Don Callis family, is on a roll, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you're talking about international conglomerate. You're talking about conglomeration. I mean, this is an international conglomeration of a stable of great athletes together. You've got Hechicero representing Mexico. You got Konosuke Takeshita and Kazuchika Okada representing Japan. Josh Alexander representing Canada. You got Rocky Romero representing Puerto Rico. And you got Lance Archer and Wardlow, the newest member, representing the States, of course. Then you got Kyle Fletcher, the TNT champion, representing Australia. So Don Callis, listen, I may not like the guy, but let me tell you something. I'll give him a lot of credit. He knows how to pick good talent. And Beef and Lance Archer went one-on-one. And Archer did win the matchup. And then they had a incident at Red Pro where Athena attacked a competitor. I forgot the competitor's name. After the matchup, and decided to send a message to Mina Shirakawa. Mina Shirakawa came out with a kendo stick, and as you know, Mina Shirakawa will try to end the record reign of Athena tomorrow night. Speaking of women's action, Allison Kay taking on Tyra Valkyrie. And Tyra Valkyrie ended up picking up the victory as Johnny TV and Mason Mattern got involved during the matchup. But then MXM TV decided, well, instead of issuing an open challenge, we'll pose. Dark Order comes out. That would be Evil Uno, Alex Reynolds, and my favorite member of that group, Johnny Hungy himself, John Silver. Is going to see him, the Beat Man, Johnny Hungy. Man, that dude is awesome. That dude is funny. Oh, we get to interview him one of these days on Rant and Rave or something like that. However, they had their 6-man tag, and MXM TV ended up picking up the victory. Meanwhile, the State Instruments Project, that's Angelico and Serpentico, teaming up against Stephen Wolf and Denny Orion, and the Spanish Announce Project ended up winning the matchup. And then QTV is back, so to speak, it's QT Marshall, or as I like to call him, QT Fire Marshal Bill, and Aaron Solo. We're talking about Paul Walter Hauser, and it seems like it's just them and Harley Cameron, who's been very hesitant because she's been fighting her newfound popularity, and I don't know what QT Fire Marshal Bill is thinking. I mean, if I were Harley Cameron, I'd say, you know what, screw this. I'm doing my thing. I'm going to make everybody feel the wrath. I got Statlander, got my back, and everything else. That's what Harley Cameron should be doing. Instead of hanging out with a couple of bozos like Aaron Solo, Solo, Aaron Solo Sokoa, and all that good stuff. And she says she's been doing her thing. And they were all dressing Paul Walter Hauser. Roll the footage, governor. And roll the footage. You know what I'm saying? Roll the footage. I always say roll the footage, monkeys. You know, like Church Jericho used to do. Roll the footage, monkeys. You know, and all that good stuff. But QT Marshall will face Paul Walter Hauser in a fight without honor matchup. And so I will try to explain that, especially the pure wrestling rules. Then Luchador Action, Stigma went one-on-one with Okumura, and Okumura ended up picking up the victory in that matchup. Meanwhile, a Lucha Rules matchup as Adam Priest and the Workhorseman, that would be Anthony Henry and who used to be known as Asher Hale in the WWE system, and J.D. Drake took on Mystico, Neon, and Mascara Dorita, who were collectively known as the Sky Team, because they like to fly through the air. And the Sky Team ended up picking up the victory in that Lucha Rules matchup against Adam Priest and Workhorseman. Meanwhile, Mystico was about to address the crowd after the matchup about the CMLL Light Heavyweight title, but then some masked wrestler attacks him from behind, and I saw the initials in his trunk. It is that none other than that Beavis-looking butthead himself, MJF, who's trashing Mystico. Something, Freeman. For once in your life, do things the right way, man. I'll tell you what, man. I'd rather punch myself in the face than to back up MJF. I mean, seriously, he's a Beavis-looking butthead. Can't stand the guy. And then they had a Western Bandito promo and fights up some outlaws, and then came outside and confronts Hechicero. As you know, Hechicero will be challenging Bandito for the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship at Death Before Dishonor tomorrow night. Now, let's run down the card, okay? As you know, both world titles are on the line. The Ring of Honor World title on the line. Bandito defending it against Hechicero. Meanwhile, Athena is just days short of 1,000-day reign as champion. Will defend her title against the Ring of Honor Interim Women's Television Champion, the lovely Mina Shirakawa. And Lee Moriarty against Zelwa for the Pure Championship in a Pure Wrestling Rules match. Now, here's how I'm going to try it. Now, Pure Wrestling Rules match. Now, it's a type of match in contested Ring of Honor for the Pure Championship. Each wrestler is around only 3 rope breaks, and once they are used, the wrestler cannot use the ropes or escape pins or submissions. Close fists are illegal. First offense is a warning. Second will be in a disqualification. So if that's the case, it will be Lee Moriarty defending that title against Zelwa. Meanwhile, Paul Walter Hauser, the star of The Luckiest Man in America, will fight QT Marshall, or as I like to call him, QT Fire Marshall Bill, in a fight without honor matchup, and it's basically a no disqualification match. So that's basically what it is, no disqualification match. Meanwhile, now Tony Khan has declared both the Ring of Honor tag team and 6-man tag team titles vacant because of Dustin Rhodes' injury. But Sammy Guevara has been given, and the Von Erichs have been given equal opportunity to try to retain those titles. Now, Sammy Guevara and a partner of his choice will be challenged by the Outrunners for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship. Meanwhile, the Sons of Texas, Sammy Guevara has joined that team, will defend the 6-man. Actually, even though they're vacant, Tony Khan has given them an opportunity to, claim a title. So the Sons of Texas, Marshall and Ross Von Erich, along with Sammy Guevara, will be defending the 6-man tag titles against Shane Taylor Promotions. That'll be Shane Taylor and the Infantry, Carly Bravo and Captain Sean Dean with Trish Adora in their corner. All right, I'm going to start here. Bandito versus Hechicero. I'm going with Bandito on that one. Athena versus Mina Shirakawa. I'm going for my girl, Mina Shirakawa. We'll stop Athena Street. We'll shut Athena up. And I think Toni Storm is going to back up Mina Shirakawa. So that means if Billy Starks gets involved, the Timeless One is going to get involved in this matchup. And she's going to help Mina Shirakawa shut up Athena. And I think the Timeless the Love Bomb, as Toni Storm would call it, and the Timeless Loves Bombs, as I like to call both ladies, will be sporting world gold after tomorrow night. Lee Moriarty against Zelwa for the Pure Championship. I say Lee Moriarty will retain. Paul Walter Hauser versus QT Marshall. You know what I'm thinking? Here's the deal. If Aaron Solo and Harley Cameron are going to be with him, Harley Cameron is going to cost QT Fire Marshall build the matchup, and it will help Paul Walter Hauser get the victory. If Harley Cameron's going to be popular, she's got to dump those two sad sack morons of QT Fire Marshall Bell and Aaron Solo. Yeah, he is Solo sad. Now, Sammy Guevara versus a mystery partner against the Outrunners for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. I like the Outrunners. They're really cool guys, but the mystery partner, the Outrunners are not prepared for a mystery partner. So I think Sammy Guevara and his partner are going to retain. Meanwhile, the Sons of Texas, Marshall, Ross, and Von Erich and Sammy Guevara defending against Shane Taylor Promotions. This is a tough one to call. I think Trish Adora is going to play a role in this, and STP will walk out the Ring of Honor 6-man Tag Team Championships. I'm afraid that will be the case. So, that is it for episode 2495 of Eric Lima Shenanigans in 1977. It is on the Ring of Honor Event Center for the 28th of August 2025. Thank you for tuning in. And until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and do it for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 telepictures and distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.